Joe Biden on Twitter, claiming, quote, Sleepy Joe is Creepy Joe. We need Ukraine's help to defeat this guy. And her husband, George, tweeted back, your boss apparently thought so. Okay, so these two have been at it for a while, but this is the first time he's used her own tweet against her. Now, what's going on with those two?
They're going to get a divorce.
Come on, Ronan. Have you done your investigative reporting?
I mean, here's the journalistic angle on this.
Yeah.
Which you can find even in this story about the feuding Conways. She does not understand what it means to be off the record. You know, in our business, we have to talk to a reporter, and if they promise you it's off the record, they can't use it. She is always like halfway into a conversation where she's disparaging her husband, saying, oh, and that's off the record. There was a Washington Post interview where she said, now you can say sources close to the relationship say it's totally insensitive that he beats up on his wife like that. And the reporter for the Washington Post is like, you're on the record now, girl.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just it's delightful.
I think she ticked him off.
Go at each
She
other.
ticked him off big time when she said he gets his power through me, if you haven't noticed.
Yeah.
Well, he
That
does.
was an emasculating remark.
About him, though, if she weren't in the cabinet. And I think that they have a really sick relationship. I think this is a sick thing to do. You have 4 kids at home, and they're going to read this someday. And I think it's the holiday season, and I'm certainly in a better mood because I'm listening to Christmas music every morning. And the idea that, like, I really am. The idea that me and my husband would be, like, somehow feuding with each other over our work is just, I just think it's gross, and they should, I don't know why America has to be subjected to the marital problem.
It's
what
divorce
about
in
Mary
plain
Madeline?
sight.
Yes, it
That's
is.
what it is. It's divorce
Mary
negotiations
Madeline
in
and
plain
James
sight.
Carville did it very successfully, and they're still married.
They were very civil, though. They were, like, respectful to each other. And so, and then you actually learned from each of their points of view, which is when it works. I am tired of normalizing what is so not normal in this White House. For example, like reading tweets sent out from the White House that are attacking people that work in the White House. You remember that with Vindman when he was testifying, who still works there, calling them names and bullying them. I also just don't understand what their end game is. Can anyone explain to me? Does George Conway, does he want Kellyanne to quit? Is he just using this for his own attention?
I think he wants
You have a lawyer's angle on it, but you know, I just assume, I come at this from being someone like a bunch of people at this table who gets all sorts of speculation about your personal life, and you don't really know what they're like behind closed doors. Maybe
They hate
it's
each
a
other.
great
No, I don't
Do we
think
know
so.
that?
No,
Do we really
Julia,
know that?
I
Maybe
think-
they
Do you
spar
do
in
this to someone
public,
you
but-
love?
I think that
it's
gets them
embarrassing
hot.
for her. If my husband did this to me, I'd be,
I do. I think
I'd
it
be
turns
very
them
embarrassed.
on. They love it.
Really?
Yeah.
We don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
the
God.
case. So
Yeah.
I feel like I'm going to withhold judgment on whatever's going on inside the relationship.
Well, I just think, though, that for him, he became a resistant celebrity because of her. And there's a picture online of him at, like, a party where he was, like, watching the debates with a bunch of other celebrities and people in media. And he has become someone that is held up and talked about at Hot Topics at The View because of her. And as a result, he, like, craps all over her on Twitter all day. And I think it's very disrespectful. And I don't like her, and I really don't like the Trump administration, but I don't like this either.
But is that fair,
What
though?
would you do instead? I mean, he hates Trump.
Oh, I would-
She's working for him and lying
I
for
think
him on a
there's way
daily
for him
basis.
to do it and say, like, I completely, you know, I have huge problems with the work my wife does, but I love her. In the same way that, by the way, the same thing that I've done with people who I love that are, you know, have connections to the Trump administration. I don't think politics should completely
Are
erode
we not giving
love,
him
compassion,
short
respect.
shrift? He is just a very successful attorney in his own right. Has worked in
He
administration.
wasn't famous until she was in administration, and
That's
she
what
wasn't
she says.
famous until
But,
he was as well.
yeah, I mean, they both were working in politics.
She was nothing until
very
Trump got elected
and
president.
he was
She
actually
not
more
as interesting as she is
successful.
now.
More successful.
Yes, he was
a
more.
much more
But it's
successful
always,
attorney.
It's always easier to like someone when they're saying stuff that you agree with or that you want them to say.
That's
So it's
true.
fun for people to hear from George Conway because he is so inside the circle, because his wife is literally the one person that has been by his side
He's clever,
other than
too.
family from
He's
the beginning.
clever, and he's more well liked.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
but
more well liked nationally.
But would you be talking about his successful career if he weren't saying things that you were happy with?
He was a
feels like
Washington
performance art.
inner circle
Yeah.
operative. So yes, people were speaking
Yeah.
about him and talking about him favorably
The
in
whole thing's
Washington.
uncomfortable. I don't like talking about it at this table. I don't like reading it on Twitter. And people are just, I'm not the biggest fan of what's going on right now in the White House, but Kellyanne has been getting bullied. I just don't like it.
She's
it's
getting
been
bullied?
more, yeah, I mean, it's just awful.
She
Like,
works for the bully in chief.
She can dish it out, too. I
Well,
mean,
she can
she can
take
dish it
it.
out.
She can
I'm
take
not.
it.
Also, I just want to say,
Yeah.
I don't want to hear about this Hot Topics table from anybody in the White House. We come on TV every day saying what we have to say, and I'm not interested in your opinion.
Well,
Thank you.
I would like them to come on and to try to defend
That would be
themselves.
great.
Because they
But
never
I just
do.
don't want any emails
When
or
they
anything.
try to defend
Grow
Trump,
up.
they sound moronic.
I'd
frankly.
love George Conway to come on.
Yeah,
I'm
maybe
interested
we
in
can
what
get
he
him
has
I'm
on.
to
not
say.
interested in that.
But here again, isn't this also another distraction?
Spectacle.
Policy.
Yes.
Sound like a broken record.
But that's,
I mean, it
that's
is.
the world we're in. We normalize everything being a spectacle when it shouldn't be. We normalize.
You know, we have to get some
disparaging
laughs
public.
out of this because it's killing us.
Look, I'm with you on that.
It's killing us. I have a headache, a migraine. I feel like I'm premenstrual and I'm postmenopausal.
America, Pure Joy's migraine.
When we come back,
Gotta take a pause.
how everyone from Time's Up leaders to Howard Stern are weighing in on Gabrielle Union getting canned from America's Got Talent.